Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are here the first time, I'm Paris. I've been talking about the intersection of art and technology for the past 5 years, maybe more than that. But when AI started, I kind of want to be someone to observe what is going on in the world when tech people and art people start to have to work together eventually. And then this is what happened. I thought it was happening, should be happening a long time ago, but it wasn't. So tech people just go through making all this innovation stuff. And then the artsy people start to still try to in their own little bubble. But now I seriously believe because AI can generating and creating all these infinite images, contents, films, websites, whatever you think of. So having the skill of making things, generating things is no longer valuable. But what is valuable in the future is as the collaboration between the tech thinker and artistic thinker, creative people to build connection and share human, like human has to act more human, think more human to collaborate with AI in the future. And then that involves people with different mindset to actually like work together. That's my theory. And lately, I've been noticed there are a lot of people talk about so many tech companies now are looking for this storyteller. And some people started talking about it. I was like, storyteller, it's a word for a while because I was having my own creative agency. Whenever we're having these events where we're meeting people, talking about how to create good advertising or anything like that, this word storyteller is always there, and it almost sounds cliche at one point. So I was like, one period of time I feel a little bit overwhelmed with this word. I was like, so everyone can be storyteller, and is it really what matters as a storyteller? It doesn't mean if you can tell. I remember I also read some business books about how to pitch your idea. Then you have to tell a good story. When you pitch an idea, you have to tell a good story. When you are having an agency, talk about your or having a certain kind of company, you have to be a good storyteller. But at one point, people started getting numb about it. But now it seems like this storytelling become a job title. Never happened before. There's an article about it, and I share it here. You can take a look when you have time. Companies are desperately seeking storyteller. Desperately. How desperate, I don't know, but it seems like there is a trend, and also on LinkedIn. Yeah, Microsoft is looking for like the guideline, the descriptions are changing. I try to find some jobs actually talking about it. This Vanta, for example, head of storytelling is their job title, technically, like head of storytelling. So let's take a look. As a department of marketing, as the head of storytelling, you will lead a team that brings our mission and product vision to life across all channels, from memes that make founder look twice to data stories that get shared in CSO Slack groups, to content that helps Vanta stand out in generative search. And then they said this job is like $274,000 for a year paid. And Notion also merged its communications and social teams into a single storytelling team. I like Notion. I'm using Notion. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out, like, looking at all these jobs, they're actually looking for head of storytelling that's as like a new job title. What are they really looking for, you think? At this moment, I feel like a lot of companies are struggling, especially if they're technology involved company. They find it really difficult to connect with people deeply because what we see are words and maybe visually, but if the visual is just really hard, don't you think now it's really hard to be impressed with any kind of visual content online? For me, like when I scroll, I don't even know before if I see someone making a really fascinating animation, for example, I will be like pause and I will be analyzing it. How did they do it? Like why? How did they make the animation in the back of like a real person? I remember that was just like 4 years ago. I was thinking how to create things like that. But now, because of AI, I think a lot of companies start to throw a lot of money into the creative director and then they have this certain idea and they will just use AI to create all kind of content to impress people. But it's no longer impressive enough because people are already get used to all these beautiful images, contents online. So now the question is, yes, the human touch, like being real, how to be real online. Like if we want to have our own business, and maybe like having live streaming for me is one way of me try to be real online, because I feel like if I make mistake or I want to drink a sip of water, like this is real. Or I don't know, maybe like right now I have like seasonal allergy, I'm like crying right now, like my eyes are so pain. That's also feel more real. Like I'm not AI made. The whole reason for me to have this live streaming is to like witness this transition, how the world is changing because of AI. As an outsider or as a people who can, like, we can all gather together and then see how where this is going, and then to prepare maybe something we can prepare to do for the future. Like, I don't know. I still think I want to start some kind of business in the future, but I don't know what it is. But at this point, I think it's very risky to start anything, because I do see a lot of people create all kinds of apps or web services that's pretty easy to copy. And because it's so easy to generating things, the why it becomes so important. Like, why do we do certain things? Why do we want to create certain apps or things to help people, or why we want to create beautiful images? For one period of time, I wanted to make use AI to create a lot of like fashion pieces. So I did this Met Gala look, but then I don't really have, I have this why, it's just like I'm passionate about fashion, but I don't have this eager to continue creating because maybe the lack of story. Well, I was researching all this. I'm not gonna, like, this is, I will tell you, this answer I got is the combination of my thought and AI, based on the article they suggested. So the AI told me I asked AI what they're looking for the storytelling. The Gemini and ChatGPT. So narrative framing, turning features into meaning, yes. Cultural awareness, understanding where society is moving. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. And then emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is, I wrote it there because I think it's really important to understand emotions in the age of AI. Knowing what resonates with people when you create things, content or business. Like, that's what I talk about when I say the reason why. Like, whatever you create something or whatever you want to share something, there has to be a very strong why behind it. And I think that's how you connect with people more. And simplifying complexity, explain advanced technology clearly, and personal experience. I think personal experiences I added. Hey, I say explain advanced technology clearly, but I can use ChatGPT or Gemini to explain advanced technology. I always say, explain this technology to me as if I'm like 5-year-old or 12-year-old, and then they will just explain very complex concept or things to me very clearly. I don't see why human have to. I think AI can do this very well. The personal experience is something that AI definitely can do. So that's why when we're thinking about story, it has to be, this why has to be the person who behind the brand of the content, everything, the judgment. That's why I created all kinds of video right now. It's all through my own lens of taste training. Is how to maintain your own taste and position the everything around is like super noisy world. How to focus and find the right position. And then once you find the right position, the right lens, then everything else, the noise will be disappear. That's what I find when I'm creating this video. I'm actually training myself as well. Before, I'm all over the place, always finding new things. I'm like, oh, this thing I want to try. Maybe I should try this one. Maybe I should learn this one. Or maybe I should read like more books, or like all kinds of thought will come to my mind. And yeah, of course, there's always struggling to position myself, but I find once I'm working on this taste training, and then I give myself the permission to say no to certain to a lot of noises on the internet. I start to be more, I find out I can go deeper. And I think this going deeper is also a very important skill. Everything, once you go deeper, you can find a path that is like once you could dive deeper, you start to realize a lot of new things. And then, yeah, that's also something maybe AI can assist you, but maybe this lens is not something that you can ask AI to do, because they don't have judgment. They can't really choose what angle is the most matter the most. So I kind of write my own storyline about how I start to have this live streaming and then the taste training. I always wanted to go deeper on this channel, even when I know it wouldn't favor the algorithm. So for a while, I thought I was doing YouTube wrong because I couldn't be like Mr. Beast. Not even Mr. Beast, but that's like too extreme. But I know how YouTube works. I know how YouTube supposed to work. What kind of content YouTube like that can push me to become like, viral. I tried stretching topics, making them broader. Like I try to satisfy more people. But every time I did it, I feel uncentered. Then I heard this phrase, taste is the new intelligence, and something clicked. That's like from Dan Cole. I think I heard it this year. Yeah, I was like, this is for me. That clicked. Then I realized my entire creative life has been built on taste. The moment I stopped blur my lens for performance and trusted it, I felt grounded. And that's why I created taste training to help people feel this peace as I feel right now, not to get lost in the internet world, especially when you are creating content. It's very easy to follow the algorithm. You feel like, okay, algorithm really pushing this certain content. I will just continue creating this kind of content. But if you think further, that's what YouTube want. That's probably not what you want. And then one certain point, you will get so lost, and then you don't want to create content anymore, because that's not from your lens. That's not from your deep inside, your desire to express yourself. That just algorithm tells you what is good to create. So that's why I think we really need to develop this lens together. And the other day I saw one video, and I really love how she said, it is such a privilege to create content nowadays. As before, a lot of artists are using brushes, oil painting. It is also a privilege to create art piece. But we take for granted, even because all this technology are so easy to use, we take it for granted how privileged we are to express ourselves. I have live streaming, I create this content, this video online. It's such a privilege that this video did not exist before, and then it's existing now because I make it. Even though everyone is making their own content, you may agree or disagree, but it is, after all, a privilege to make. We are creating something meaningful. And then I kind of want to encourage more people to share more of your story. But that story doesn't have to be chasing the algorithm, because I think eventually it won't make people feel resonate. It's more about what's really deeply resonate with you, and what is something only from your lens that can help people or connect with people. Probably I'll end here. Keep it short and sweet. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm not sure the topic, because every week's different. Something's gonna happen. Every week there's something happening. And then let's see what's for the next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.